Right. Hey, folks, so we're going to continue working on Eberron maps for the upcoming adventure, Crystals of Mabar. So give me a moment here to check my signal, make sure everything's coming through. I'll do my official intro spiel, and then we'll get to work here. So give me a moment here, checking out my live stream. Home equals we live. Mic check. Home equals we live. All right, we're good. We're good. All right, so let's see. I want to do official intro spiel. I'm going to press buttons while I do it to boost my signal across various channels of noise. Hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing game supplements. I publish, I illustrate them, and then I publish them online. And I've been focusing my attention on Dungeons and Dragons for the past 5 years. There is a slew of work that I've created already. That is linked in the description down below. It's all free preview, so you can click on the full preview button on desktops or the eye icon if you're on a tab on a mobile device. Either way, it'll PDF will pop open. You can take a look at what it is that I can build. If you're here for artwork and pixels, there's about 150 different illustrations inside the collection of books that are just linked down below. There's certainly more out there. Just it's a good chunk of change that's in there. In addition, if you're a D&D or a 5e enthusiast, then the mechanics and the rules and the supplements and all the stuff that's in those things, they're meant for both players and DMs to enjoy. And I run campaigns from level 1 to 20, so I playtest and use the stuff that I publish myself. The stuff that I publish is things that I wish that existed, that I wish into existence very slowly. And you can watch that process with me here. So, chuck, and there. So we're done there. Okay, great. So there you go. Check it out. If you think the stuff that I build is cool, consider making a purchase to help me continue to accumulate bestseller medals, as well as, help fund the dream of my futures. So you can also follow me on Twitter. I always post when I am live on Twitter, no matter what. I'm at Phil Kearney, so you can get notifications like I just went live now, so here we go. Otherwise, best way to support the channel is like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications here on YouTube directly. I am attempting to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and at the current rate, if we accumulate 2 or 3 a day, I have a chance of getting there. So thanks a lot for folks. We got new people that are involved. I really appreciate everyone jumping on and being involved with this. So, we're at episode 167 right now. We made this book cover back around episode 40, so you can jump into the Wayback Machine and check that out on the Crystals of Mabar Eberron Adventure Design playlist that's here on my channel at Phil Kearney. Currently, we are making a farm map. There's this adventure takes place in the frontier, where ground that's gone. That's been neglected over time during the 500 years of war in Eberron, with peace now tentatively in place. It's swords and the plowshares, so people are going out to where they can find land to farm, and this adventure takes place with a bunch of settlers that found themselves on the edge of the Carnwood, and in a bad situation with undead coming from the forest causing trouble. So that's if you're invited there to help with the problem, that's how it starts. That's what you know going into it. But there's 6 different adventure hooks that can lead you into this campaign, and any one of them can lead you to farmhouses like this that are abandoned or soaked in blood, depending on whether they've ran away, they got undeaded in their house, or some of them even still have people around. So if you decide to investigate the region, there's various people you can run across that have various experiences with things that have happened. It all leads into the forest. So, but having barns and farmhouses are just useful assets in general. So we're just cracking out some assets over here. Homestead, 5-foot scale, 50-foot scale. Let's go with color. We're going to conceal the homestead, pop open our assets from Thorpe. Here are a bunch of trees, and well, if we had the full color thing kicking here, you can see all of it. But this is the black and white version. So what I'm doing right now is I am scalping my own assets. I'm taking my own stock art and I'm restocking another picture with it, so there's a consistent utensils and blah 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 that are in this place. So let's see, assets from Thorpe. We want to drop down here into the color space. Dub there, color. We can open that up. We can go down to. We want this. We want these planks of wood. So I'm going to extract them. Let's see. Well, building. Where we're at? We're at the sheriff's station. Smithy, grain, lumber. Well, sheriff. There we go. Building. Good. Knickknacks. Good. Let's see. Floors. Good. Floorboard, more floorboard, floorboard, floor. Yeah, okay, let's just grab this whole bit. We're just gonna steal it. Bump, bump. Bump, 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 bump. Let's gank it and jump up here into the rest of what we're doing. But hey, while we're up here, we may as well. Grab some ground grit, for the lulz. Where are we at? Tree up there, color, collapse. Color, good. Assets gone. Farmstead back. Let's take this floor. This Scudo. This might work out. Free transform equals flip. Yeah, okay, this could be worse. Tentatively awesome. Let's just start filling in some general terrain. Assets from the Thorpe. Color. Let's first do this. Shimaha. Just texturing that in there. Just basically getting some color down. I'm smudging around the edges because I really don't know where I want this to end, but I don't particularly care right now if there's some lighter effect popping through now. I suspect when we're done with all of this, it's going to have plenty of color layering up that won't be any transparency underneath here at the base to worry about anyway. So, but just gonna up that a little bit. Just fill that in with a sort of trampled dirt sort of go to it. So we can use this as just a base grit color that helps define trampled versus untrampled areas of terrain. And we can also define the space that we want to actually have inside the map. That feels pretty good. Cool, and now we're going to take some green, some filling it in like that. A little bit of grit. I'm just going to smudge that in to build just a little bit of color without committing too hard to any particular grass at any particular point. But we can definitely come in here and fill in grass texture like we have in the Thorpe illustration in the layers down below. Right now we're just kind of putting some, like I said, some color grit onto the page just to give us a good earthy base for us to start planting walls, wall posts and stuff like that into this ground. Have a better idea what this ground is like when we do it. I have no idea how that's going to actually matter in the processing of the illustration overall. Whether we know what kind of grit is on the ground or not when we start putting in buildings, but it could manifest in odd ways. I don't want to deny it the opportunity of expressing itself just because I don't understand it. That's not very trusting or neighborly of me. I don't mind any idea that people have, honestly, as long as it doesn't impose any requirements or expectations upon me, because I don't necessarily agree with your ideals. But if you weren't actively trying to impose them on someone else, I don't think you have any reason to not have them. You don't even choose what your thoughts are. They just kind of pop in there. You're along for the ride, man. People don't say sometimes you sit down and you say, I'm gonna think about X, Y, or Z right now. But when you start thinking about A, B, or C instead, it's not like you queued up something that'd be less efficient for you to think about right now. Or hateful, or embarrassing, or resentful, or sad, remorseful, regretted. We don't choose to have these thoughts or feel these ways. It's like finding a warm patch in a pool you're wading through. It's like, well, here we are. It's just something you got to get through or put up with. It's not like you can solve it. Because the patch of the warm patch in the pool is gonna resolve itself in time. It's going to disperse and de-intensify and leave you in peace. You know it's there. You know it's there. Just like you know that rage is inside of you. And it's just something's gonna trigger it, make it come out. It doesn't really matter what you beg or plead for or bargain with. You're still going to get pissed off when you get pissed off. You're still going to get scared when you get scared. You're still going to trigger when you trigger and stick your foot in your mouth whenever possible. There's nothing you can do to avoid that. There's no reason to shame yourself for that truth. Maybe these things are happening because they're trying to draw your attention to something that you are just absolutely refusing to look at. Start thinking about, why am I so angry? Why am I so embarrassed? Why do I regret so much? Just be honest with yourself about it as you can, so that you can be as present as possible with it when it arrives. You don't have to be excited that you're angry or triggered for no reason or whatever. Get depressed. Obsessive compulsive behavior, whatever it is. You're not choosing to have that. But if you make it feel bad while it's there by beating yourself up, maybe you're missing the point of it being present. Maybe it's looking, maybe these things that you hate to feel are finally just looking for somebody that won't just tell them that they hate them, that they were born ugly, and that they can't do anything about it. And all they're looking for somebody is just to feel what that feeling feels without being treated like it's evil. You don't have to move in with it or give it a ring or anything, but just having a mild relationship with the feelings that you have inside without scorning yourself for having them in the first place is a good step towards being able to be at peace with yourself for what you are. If you can't control the thoughts that you have from one moment to the next, you certainly can't punish yourself for having them. That just isn't fair. You're actively bullying yourself if you make yourself feel bad about things that you can't control. Maybe you haven't had an addiction in your life, but for those that have, know that if you have an addiction, there's nothing you can do to get rid of it. It's just done with you one day. You can shove it aside with electroshock therapy or something and push it off into a dark corner in the recesses of your heart, but it will, when there's nothing left for you to reach for, it'll be there for you. And you'll fall right back into whatever that pattern of behavior you tried to chase out of you was. And now you hate yourself even more because you couldn't stop yourself from having that thing that you think is evil inside of you. Nothing you can do about it being there. It'll leave when it decides it's done. All we can really do is just try to feel the feelings that come about as a result of whatever this thing is. And it's our human experience. These are the emotions that are being served up to us, and these are the images that we see that trigger those those feelings. So maybe if we spend a little time acknowledging these types of thoughts provoke those types of feelings, you can start establishing that, that's how you make people feel. And then instead of hating yourself for triggering or being angry for no reason or shouting at people or whatever horrible addiction it is that afflicts you, instead of hating on it more and pushing it away and making it feel even worse about existing, just hold its hand. Just let it know, I know this is how you make people feel, and I'm so sorry. It's horrible. But you can be there and just listen and feel what you're going to feel, because you're going to anyway. The difference between feeling something that makes you feel miserable and something that makes you happy is your perspective about it being present in the first place. If you hate feeling a certain way, then when it arrives, you are going to be miserable. If you cannot love the thing that you are experiencing right now because it makes you miserable, you can love the thing that recognizes how miserable you can instead. I feel miserable about this. Well, love that. Hold that hand. The thing that first acknowledges this makes me feel like shit. There's room in your heart for both of these things. Basically like that, wear it down a little bit. There you go. Just wearing a path through this place. Since this these fields can go off screen, I can just push a path down until we get to the edge of the map. There we go. That feels pretty good. I like that. Now we can layer on even more dark in these areas that we know aren't tended to. Just nice dark patches of greenery. Hey, look, it's Nitro. Did your weekly schedule for this stuff change? I thought you worked. I do work this on Mondays and Thursdays, but I am going to be out on Thursday. So I wanted to make sure I got my hours in. So I'm deciding to run this on Wednesday instead. But I should be back to Thursday schedule next week like normal. I could start posting expected weekly schedules on my Patreon. Maybe I should have another gate over here. That feels right. Kind of like that idea. Kind of like this watercolor sort of feel going on right now. It's basically the same technique that we used when we were working the Thorpe with the worn and unpadded regions as well. So it's essentially the same thing. It just feels more. I don't know. Just get a watercolor vibe off of it today. I love doing maps like this. They're so fun. I tell you, maps are so relaxing. There's this restaurant in northern Seattle. It's called Flint Creek Cattle Company, and by God, it is really, really good food. Very, very good food. Very high end. It's a French chef. The place is amazing. They have this boar-shouldered borscht meal. It's just fucking phenomenal. Like, I had never had boar before, and it is just, it's like this slow simmered braise that just cooks for hours and just melts in your mouth. It's so amazing. Even the rosemary that they shred up into the butter that they serve with bread is just like, it's exquisite. It's just so perfectly balanced. It's such great food. They've got these great old, like 40-year-old ports that are just an indulgence to have rarely. So that's on the agenda for tomorrow night. So I shan't be around to stream. I will be crushing some freaking killer food. We've got this duck salad that's just amazing too. God damn, it's just such good food. I'm not a foodie, but I don't spend my money frivolously. So when I spend my money, I like high quality stuff. Like, the expenditure is an experience unto itself, plus the quality that you often gain from having, a higher end expensive meal. It's legit, man. Sometimes you gotta go out of your way and splurge. And I have the Tool concert down in Tacoma on Friday night. That's going to be fucking amazing. And a bunch of us have a hotel room that we're getting at the Emerald Queen Casino down there in Tacoma. So I won't be around on Saturday morning this week because I will be either nursing a hangover or probably also hitting a casino breakfast brunch someplace. Trying to get the ringing out of my ears, I'm sure. I have not seen Tool in concert before, and it hasn't really hit me that I'm going to. I don't know about anyone else, but I never feel like any real excitement or anticipation or anything when there's like a concert that I'm going to go to. I just kind of like show up, and then the vibe kind of takes over, and it's just awesome. I enjoyed. There's a number of concerts I've gone to. I wasn't a huge concert enthusiast, but I've gone to my share. Typo Negative puts on a fucking great show. Goddamn Typo Negative, good times. Sepultura and Pantera back in the late *90s. Unstoppable. Slayer. I saw Slayer in Clutch. Fucking Clutch, man. Clutch is great. They're a real good energy band. Seen Filter. I went to college at Mizzou, which is University of Missouri Columbia. It's like in the dead middle of the state. And it's basically 5 hours to get from St. Louis to Kansas City. So all these bands would just stop in to this theater called the Blue Note. You could put in maybe about 200 people. Maybe 300, but not a huge capacity. But it was like the biggest destination between St. Louis and Kansas City. So it was often a stopover for just any level of band that would come through. Just fucking it was great. So much cool stuff. Yes, they have an amazing drummer. Maynard can scream really well. He's getting older, but he can hold a note for as long as you can cry, and so he's pretty incredible. they are a very existential, progressive metal, I think is probably the way to put it. And they deal with a lot of really deep psychological stuff. They deal with like a lot of their music has a theme. Like their albums will have a theme, and like their most recent album is a mix of allegories about the way that media attempts to induce emotions from its audience. And that's like the obvious message that you can hear inside of it, but the hidden message inside of it is that we're propagandizing ourselves to believe things about ourselves that aren't true. And if we can see through the bullshit and inoculate ourselves from the tricks that we play on ourselves as a society and as individuals, we can rise up and create a better society. And as a society, we can rise up and have a better planet. And it's they always have like these massive doom and gloom sort of feelings to them. Kind of like how Black Sabbath has like a really like dark, heavy sound, but all Ozzy ever talks about is God forgives you, God loves you, you're meant to be here, you're taken care of. Jesus Christ. Black Sabbath, man, that is an amazing band. And Tool's kind of that same way. It's like this heavy, aggressive music, incredibly complicated, great solos, and it's all just got this packed message of everything in reality is here to destroy you. Just let it. Just let it and find out what's left and love that. It's just so cool. And they just approach that message just over and over again. And as they've accumulated albums and they dive deeper into this like psychological self-forgiveness, their ideals about what we as a people can be keeps climbing, and the music keeps getting better, like more technical, more complicated, deeper, more layered, more produced. Like you can tell like they are like a top 10 world band. And all of their messages are, you can, like, this world can be so much more. Here's a way to think about it. Without being condescending or judgmental, more like we've all been fooled. And there's no one to blame. It's just how reality works. Here's your way out. And it's so, and package it all into just super good music. If you're into progressive metal, it's just, super freaking good. Never seen them live. I've seen footage of them live on YouTube, and there's more variant like if you go to a Rush concert when Peart was still with us, when you would go to a Rush concert, it was like it only varied from the song if they chose to vary from the song. They ran through like radio perfect renditions of various songs. I've seen Rush in concert 3 times, and they will just nail like Tom Sawyer. Like they could do Tom Sawyer like radio perfect, and then like do like Xanadu, like completely freewheel Xanadu, and just riff off it for 30 minutes if they wanted to. But then they could also just run Xanadu by the numbers and riff off of Tom Sawyer. Like it doesn't. Like the ability to reproduce your polished sound live in concert is speaks to your just overall skill and mastery of the music that you're producing and sharing. And then to be able to just like throw it off and just like go run around in the sandbox like a Grateful Dead or Fish concert for 20 some odd minutes and just come back to something later on. It's just it's so awesome. It is super, super awesome just listening to high caliber artists just riff and play, like to see what they consider play to be. So much fun. It's admirable. It's inspiring. The music's amazing. Most people that go to Tool aren't there for mosh pits. There'll probably be a mosh pit, but you don't go to Tool. You don't go to a mosh. Korn, oh my god, Korn is an amazing band too. They play, oh my god, there's so much energy in Korn concerts. You know, not everyone's into new metal, and I don't like a lot of it either. But Korn is just their aggression feels just cathartic. It's great just being in a stadium with them, just peeling their soul apart. It's fucking great. There, that feels like some pretty good grit. I like how that sits. All right, so now we have our floorboards here. Zoom. Let's see what we can do with these. Take that down to there for the outside, and don't go. Let's duplicate this layer. Merge this one. Thank you. Buttons. Oh, buttons. Oh, here we go. We can grab this chunk. This is from the sheriff's home. We're just importing assets mostly because we can. Transform. Yeah, that was a sniffle apparently. I'm going to have to. I'm glad I'm doing this tonight because I might end up getting back from Flint Creek and just taking a nice long wine-induced nap. Bounce off of whatever the sniffle is I apparently picked up. Is that grit on my screen? No, alas, it isn't. What is that grit on my screen? Where do you come from, little piece of grit? Are you a stray piece of barn? You aren't a source of color. You aren't from the 50-foot scale. You're part of the black and white scale. Are you part of the fence? Are you part of the barn? Are you part of the house? Yes, you are. Are you part of the front deck? Let's just go through all the layers and find out where you are. This one for sure, right? There it is. There's my little dots, and whoop, it's gone. Good. You gotta take care of these things when you find them, otherwise you might not find them again in the future, and someone else will. What? There we go. Get up one without the other. Really feeling like getting into some Purity Ring tonight. It's copywritten music, so I can't listen to it on stream here with y'all, but I love Purity Ring. Let's bet we can do that. I'm finding myself that, okay, so if you hold the shift button when you use a pen, like if I hold down the shift and I use the brush like that, right? It drew in that straight line. If you press the shift key down, it can only go in the direction that you pull the brush. And as long as you hold down the shift, it doesn't matter where you go with the brush, the first direction that you move pixels to is the only direction it can go. So it's real easy to do straight lines, like vertical up and down lines like that. But it's perfectly straight, right? So like when I'm running an edge, I'll hold down the shift button and just skirt across it because I don't have to worry about being precise. But the side effect of doing that so often is when I'm doing a line that's freestyle, I tend to be pretty straight with that line. Like I can maintain it better now because my body is so used to seeing a straight line when I hold down the shift key that when I do it, I get a more naturally straight line just off my hand because the shift button's tricking me into thinking that I can only draw a straight line. So I know this is not an exact line, that's a shitty example, but it's better than it's been in the past. It's a little shaky. But I'm getting better with it, and that's kind of exciting. See, I missed the mark there. Missed the mark. Alright, stop fucking around. Cool. I just wanted to share that little snippet with you. Love this song. Tell you, man, Epidemic's got some decent tune. Starting to think about that playtest campaign I have to make for the martial power system. Getting kind of excited. I haven't done a hex crawl in a while. I've been kind of itching for one. This is a really great excuse for me to do it, and I've got some cool ideas for it. So when I finished the commission that I've been painting on Saturday mornings, I think I'm going to start dedicating my Saturday mornings to adventure prep. I've got the Martial Powers playtest I have to do, but my current Groundhog Day time travel campaign is also wrapping up. We're at level 19 now. And despite my best efforts, I can't slow them down. So they're going to crush the campaign here pretty soon. So I have to be ready for it and kick up the new thing. Where the hell are you sitting at, buddy? There you are. Why could I not find you? Anyway, that's where you are. So I get to prep both the Martial Powers Hex Crawl campaign, but I also get to prep my Spelljammer Asteroid Mining campaign. So, assuming that I'm going to prep it assuming that the team is still fully on board with that, because we're still recruiting people into that. I have enough coworkers that like role-playing games in general at this point that I can actually run a West March Spelljammer campaign at work, and so that's super fucking cool. And I am looking forward to that. We have like corporations like to have often like to have like social clubs or whatever, like as like team bonding things. My lunchtime adventures D&D club has the widest variety of departments in the company. We've got IT, we've got HR, we've got sales and marketing, and we have fulfillment, production. So we've got like every office, every department that's in the company is. I don't talk about my like where I actually work at, just boundaries. But it's pretty damn fun having so many people that are role-playing game enthusiasts crammed into an office space. Super cool, actually. It's kept me from jumping ship, honestly, more than once in the past. It's like, I could probably go find a job that's more convenient or whatever, but I just love playing with these guys too much, and the pay's good. So, okay, fine, I'll stick around. I'm gonna clip that there at this at that grid line, and let's see if this is big enough for us to feed. Yes, you. What you got going on over here, buddy? Click, all it done. Instead of got another bottle, because I'm gonna hit. You want platinum on who you get. Ludicrous, come back, comes back. Complex and steel. Hot song jumped on, cause Sierra got sex appeal. And I keep the meanest, greenest, baddest, spinning on stainless steel. I could care less about your genius, about your status. I keep your stainless steel. Bass rattling, big rattling, high. I don't even think I need to speed. Bass rattling, big rattling, high. Turn it up and make my speakers bleed. Dirty South way ballin' dog. And never think about falling dog. Ghetto harmonizing, surprising, running back cause the song is called Sorry, I got Ludicrous in my head. Sierra O, starring, featuring Ludicrous, is, I think it's a fucking killer song. There we go. I'm gonna patch that up, pumpkin. We got a little strip over here too we need to take care of. Alright. What about the song is called Nice. Decent wooden floor. You just grab chunks of it here and there and free transform and bump, 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 bump. Say it, I can feel it when I see it, and I said no. What for? Only get and I let it snow. On the floor. There's a lot of music I'm going to end up listening to tonight. Got some Sierra, Purity Ring. I'll probably listen to some Sepultura. I tell you, man, Roots, Bloody Roots. Like, Roots is the last album they made before Max Caballero left the band. And they take a big turn. I don't think Soulfly, Max's new band was Soulfly. This is like around 97, I think. Soulfly was not a better band. Max was an amazing performer, but there was some sort of magic that Sepultura had. That magic did not return for either one of those bands. I don't know what that chunk is all about, but I know it's gonna go. Do I have all these planks running in the same direction? Damn, I didn't want all of the planks running in the same direction. They're all running in the same direction. Damn it. Do I care? Honestly, probably not. Whatever. Let's do that. Copy paste. Free transform. Flip vertical like that. Yeah, that's good. There. Good. Now I can merge these down. I can take the smudge brush. I can push it up to 100. Just grab some shit. That's right, folks. You see it here first. Wood grain. Wood grain techniques, yo. We're making grain here. We'll get it ingrained into you yet. The humors am real. Wow. There we go. What time is it? 8:30? Okay. And we still got, well, our alarm's going to pop here in a few minutes. I still got another 20 minutes. Let's see. Yeah. No. Hey, what's up? Hold on. That's sooner than expected. Looks like I'm going to need to cut my stream a few minutes early. I'm getting a ping that somebody needs some help. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to have to cut it here. So I guess a short stream tonight. Yeah. A minute here. I'm pretty happy with that. So when we come back, we are going to fill in the walls, the doors, the stone for the well, the outhouse here, the fence here, the walls for the barn, the doors, shelving. We'll get that all resolved. We'll have a good 2-some hour stream on Monday. I'll be back tomorrow morning, but then won't be back until... No, I'll be back tomorrow, and then on Friday, I'll have a Friday lunch. I'll probably do something for Friday. No, I'm not. I can't do anything for Friday lunch because we had to shift our D&D game to Friday this week. I think I can probably squeeze in some time at lunch tomorrow. I think I've got more stream in me. So, but I can't for now. I got to bounce, and I will see you guys. Yeah, happy. So far, I'm happy. So I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning in about 10 hours. That's when I'll be around. So thanks a lot, guys. See you then.